pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to Nerf Secrets Revealed. So today, I'd very much like to get into the fact that I've already talked about a lot that I'm planning for when it comes to production of Part 2 of Bolts of Intrigue, which is in fact going to be my first ever feature film related work on the franchise. And it will in fact be one of the first times that I've ever done feature film related work on YouTube. And so I feel like talking a little bit more about a film trilogy that might in fact unveil after all of this is pretty much over. Because after all, I've already talked about the fact that I plan on releasing Part 2 of Bolts of Intrigue on November 29th, 2020, months after Season 8 will end. And considering how far I've already come through the franchise itself, I feel like that by now it would be a great time to go ahead and just speak out about some of the other plans that I plan on putting together. Of course, in another episode that I'll have later on, there will in fact be something else that I'll have to tell you guys about. But at the moment, let me go ahead and talk about the fact that I may have myself a Nerf Secrets Revealed film trilogy. And Bolts of Intrigue will just be part 1 of the whole deal itself. But as for others along the line, of course Bolts of Intrigue isn't really finished yet, but still, it would be great to have some other works along the way. And so, at this point, I would very much like to pretty much talk about everything about the trilogy itself. And so, why don't I go ahead and get started about it. So of course we already know about Bolts of Intrigue, right? Of course, I do plan on uploading the full-length variant of it with both parts combined, plus some bonus features and like later on, probably in the start of 2021, shortly after I have Part 2 of Bolts of Intrigue uploaded. And maybe then I'll have them both combined, so this way they can actually form an actual full-length feature film, with a time frame of about 90 to 100 minutes in total. But as for a Part 2 and a Part 3, then well, I do in fact want to discuss a couple things about it. It's not really too early to talk about some things about it real quick, because first of all, there will in fact be a Part 2 and a Part 3. They'll all take place years from now. And for the most part, they'll both be uploaded to my channel years from now. But who knows what could happen. YouTube may no longer exist. I might not be alive within 10 years from now, but the only way to tell exactly what could happen in the future is that you just gotta let time pass. Let your days pass, weeks pass, months pass, years pass, decades pass, and beyond. So that's pretty much the only surefire way of getting through time itself. Just live through it naturally. Of course, until then, there are in fact going to be a lot of other things I might indeed leak, but for the time being, with Bolts of Intrigue being Part 1, Part 2 and Part 3 might have some other things to do about it, but at this time, it's certainly a great thing to at least consider putting up for production. But other than that, there are in fact going to be other feature film related works in the works itself, as a matter of fact. And even though they won't really come out for a while now, I'm still kind of deciding on the fact that, well, for the most part, I would indeed try to, well, give out some info about it. Maybe as time goes on, there might be some more information that I might showcase to everybody out there. As close as it'll get for Part 2's release, which I do plan on having that released in July of 2025, and as for Part 3, it'd be in December 2029. So, I mean, that's just one thing that I pretty much got for Parts 2 and 3, and I've already said about the fact that the start of 2021 might in fact be the release date for Bolts of Intrigue, which is in fact the first film of the trilogy. But for Parts 2 and 3, well, I guess I probably shouldn't go any farther, otherwise it'd be like the big thing that's relevant to a spoiler. So that's just pretty much it when I got to talk about feature films and the like based on Nerf Secrets Revealed and the franchise's continuation after Season 8 is all finished. But check in for the next episode, which will come in tomorrow. It'll talk about something else that'll happen after Season 8's ending, after July of 2020. But until then, if you want to see more, go down to my channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side.